going on, everybody, man? It is LFR Jojo, and today we're actually taking another political quiz. Y'all said the other one was like pushing you to answer certain ways, so I'm taking a more modern one. And as y'all know, the times have changed in the past few years. So this one is 2023. The questions are a little easier, and I'm gonna put the link below in case y'all want to take it too. This is gonna be fun, so stay to the end. Without further ado, not gonna waste no more time, and let's see what side I'm leaning to. Let's go. Okay, so the first one's about housing. Should homeless individuals that have refused available shelter or housing be allowed to sleep or encamp on public property? My thing with this question is, if they refuse available shelter, where else would they sleep? Like, that's a real question. Would they sleep on private property where they don't have private property? So I guess yes. I mean, where else could they sleep? So I said, I'm just say yes, I guess. I mean, there's nowhere else to put them. I don't know where else I would put them at. Should the government continue to fund Planned Parenthood? Should the government continue to fund Planned Parenthood? I mean, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Yes, their services reach beyond. Yeah, so yes, it's somewhat important. I mean, so my choice was yes, their services reach far beyond abortions and can save many lives through cancer screening, prenatal services, and adoption referrals. That makes sense. Like, yeah, like that's the answer to me. What is my stance? Personally, I am pro-life. I guess this is asking me personal, so how important is this to you? I would say more important because a life is a life. Should health insurance providers be required to offer free birth control? No. It's not really that important to me. I don't. Well, actually, yes, because it's insurance. Like what else are y'all there for? Like, y'all are to ensure my safety, so somewhat important. So this is about domestic policy. Should there be more restrictions on the current processes of purchasing a weapon? No. It's already enough restrictions. Like, you gotta be 21 to purchase one. You gotta pass a test to purchase one. So I don't know. I don't think there should be more requirements. Well, what type of weapon are we talking about? That's my answer. Like, what type of weapon are we talking about? I'm gonna just say other. I say no. I say no. That's one of the freedoms of America. No, there should not be more requirements. Well, actually, increase penalties for weapon-related crimes. So that's my answer. I guess this is some more important. I say it's more important. Should teachers be allowed to carry weapons in school? Yes, yes. Because sometimes you never know what could happen, and this is most important. The reason I think this is important, because if teachers were carrying weapons like on a day-to-day basis, I think like the school, I guess the things happening in schools where people are running up in there and doing whatever they want, I think that would stop completely. But then again, it could also like cause some issues, but I think it'd be more good. You should probably run background checks on the teachers though, but I say more because I don't say just like 100% can happen, but I'm like 90% sure it can happen. Should victims of weapon violence be allowed to sue firearms dealers and manufacturers? No, just learn how to use it. No, you shouldn't be allowed to sue just because you don't know how to use a weapon that you bought. Do you support a universal basic income program? What does this even mean? A universal basic income program? No. It's somewhat important. Like, I don't know what that means. Like, some people don't deserve universal income. Like, I don't. Like, if you really just choose not to work at all, well, I'm gonna say other, because add your own stance. No universal income for people who voluntarily, I can't spell it, choose to not work and are able-bodied. That's my answer. Guess that's one word. You could argue that everyone should receive an income to cover basic necessities such as food and housing. But I don't know if I agree with that, because some people just don't deserve it. Like, I'm not even trying to be that type of guy, but some people genuinely don't deserve it. Like, if you wake up and do nothing and you're just doing nothing, you need to, no, that's not fair. But so I guess that's somewhat important to me, more important, whatever. Should the U.S. raise tax on the rich? I don't even know. I'm going to say no, because something like this, raising taxes on the rich, it won't really harm the rich. It will harm the middle class, because if you're truly rich, your assets are so diversified, so it would be impossible to raise taxes on you. Like, so for example, let's say you're Elon Musk or something. For one, a lot of his wealth is probably not even in his name. It's probably in a trust fund or an LLC under him. So what is raising taxes on him as an individual even going to do? It's just going to hurt people who are in the working class who make a good amount of money. It's not really going to hurt the ultra wealthy, because let's be honest, they're going to avoid taxes regardless. And so every time the U.S. they say raise taxes on the rich, how could you do that? You would have to raise taxes on corporations if you really want to raise taxes on the rich. So I say this is more important, because if you're trying to raise taxes for an individual, it's not really going to hurt the ultra wealthy. It's just going to hurt the middle class. It always hurts the middle class, no matter what. Should the government raise the federal minimum wage? Yes, most important. How is the cost of living going up so drastically, but minimum wage is still $7.50? That makes no sense, man. Housing prices have almost quadrupled within the past 5 years, but minimum wage is still $7.50 in majority of states. That's crazy. Most people you can't even live off of minimum wage. Should the government increase or decrease military spending? I don't know how to answer this. Increase, but only after our deficit is drastically reduced. I don't even know what that means. I would say neither. I am satisfied with the current amount of spending. I guess it's somewhat important. I don't really understand a lot about the military spending, but I would say the military, they're used to protect the United States. So if you decrease the spending, you're basically, in my opinion, decreasing the protection of the United States. You might disagree, let me know. Should every 18-year-old citizen be required to provide at least 1 year of military service? No, this is extremely important. I shouldn't have to be forced to go to the military just because I'm 18. And you already know, like, it wouldn't even be men and women. It would just be men going for real. So I don't think we should all be required to have military service. That doesn't even make sense. Should foreign terrorism suspects be given constitutional rights? What? You're a terrorist. No, that's terrible. Should the government require children to be vaccinated for preventable diseases? You know, I know a lot of people have a little bit of problems with vaccines and stuff. Here's my thing. I guess it just depends on the type of thing it is. Like, if it's like a flesh-eating bacteria that would destroy the earth if you don't get vaccinated, then yes. But if it's like a normal thing, I think that's the parents' discretion, in my opinion. I think this should be decided on a like a family level. I would just say state level, because I don't really see nothing. No, but whole parents family. Yes. So yeah, let's find the both best worlds. If they don't make their kids do it, make their parents liable for it. Yeah, I like that. Do you support the use of nuclear energy? Yes, I guess it sounds important. So more. And y'all were telling me to put most for everything, so I'm gonna just start putting most from now on, because y'all was saying putting more or somewhat kind of sways me in the middle. So, but yeah, whatever. Should producers be required to label genetically engineered foods? Yes. I mean, you can't just lie to your consumers. Should funding for local police departments be redirected to social and community-based programs? Other. Increase funding and training for police departments in higher crime rate community. That's my answer. I don't think you should just automatically take the funding from police departments and put them in social and community-based programs. It kind of just depends on the type of community it is. I mean, I think this should be decided at a state level, if I'm being honest. I don't think unarming police officers would help either. So Should police departments be allowed to use military grade equipment? I don't think it's necessary. Like, I don't think that's necessary. I mean, I don't think that's necessary in the United States, if I'm being honest. It's not really that important to me, though. So, should convicted criminals have the right to vote? Yes. I mean, you're still a citizen of the United States at the end of the day. So, it's like, I think you should have the right to vote. But then again, it just depends. But I'm just going to say yes for now. Should the government increase environmental regulation to prevent climate change? I don't really think that's our problem. I mean, that would probably be our future descendants' problems, but for the sake of, I guess, society, I'm going to say yes. Environmental regulations. I mean, no. I'm going to say no. And the reason I'm going to say no is because, what do you mean by environmental regulations? It sounds like that just sounds dangerous to me. Like, I guess the government started including environmental regulations. What does that entail? It should be corporate regulations, because majority of the climate change is not really our fault. It's like corporations' fault. So I will say no. Have corporate regulations, in my opinion. Should the U.S. withdraw from the Paris? I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. So how important is this? It's not really important at all. So I'm gonna put most. Should researchers be allowed to use animals in testing the safety of? Y'all probably gonna just I don't know. Animals? I mean, here's my thing. What is the alternative to using animals? Like, is it using humans? I don't think we should use each other. So I'm gonna just say yes. Somewhat important, because I don't know, like, what's the alternative? That's what I would say. Should the electoral college be abolished? No. The electoral college should not be abolished, because if the electoral college was abolished, the majority of votes would literally be decided by like 3 or 4 states, and it's 50 states. So this would be extremely terrible, because politicians would only they would only go to New York, Texas, California. It would only be those states. So like, the United States would not be what it is if the electoral college was abolished. It's called the United States for a reason. States decide elections, not the direct populations of 2-3 states. So no, I think that would destroy. I don't think that would be good for the country. Should foreigners currently residing in the United States have the right to vote? No. They should not have the right to vote. I think the right to vote should be, unless you're gaining citizenship, I think it's a citizen thing. I don't think you should be able to come to someone else's country, change the rules, and then leave. I'm not a fan of that. I think you should be a citizen to vote. Yes, you need to show a photo ID to vote, because you can just rig elections if you don't show photo IDs. Like, who are you? You're able to vote at 18, so you should definitely have some sort of photo ID if you're voting. They should know who you are. It don't even gotta be photo. It has to be you. Like, you can't just finesse elections. Did the federal government increase funding of healthcare for low-income individuals? When the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, was enacted in 2010, it required all states to expand their Medicaid programs to include people with income slightly higher than those under traditional Medicaid. It's just like universal Medicare. Medicaid coverage was unconstitutional. Rule that forcing states to expand their Medicaid was unconstitutional. I don't know, because like, you do pay taxes after a certain level. So my question would be, who is paying for this? Like, will it increase the citizens of the United States taxes? Will it already be coming out of the taxes? Like, who will be paying for this? The federal government increased funding of healthcare for low-income individuals. It depends who's paying for it. Like, who's paying for it? I don't really, yes, but I would just say no, each state. I'm going to say this should be decided on a state level. I don't know. I'm just going to say this should be decided on a state level, because, like, I don't know who will be paying for that. Like, I don't want to notice in the mail letting me know, like, my taxes are increasing 0.4% because of increased Medicare, and I don't use Medicare. That would actually piss me off. But do you support the Patient Protection Affordable Care Act? What is that? Deciding that it chooses a sweeping overhaul of the nation's healthcare system. This act grants the federal government significant regulatory powers and price controls over U.S. medical service providers and insurance companies. The act also requires states to set up and maintain health insurance exchanges where individuals, families, and small business can purchase private insurance plans. Individuals who remain uninsured will be subject to a fine tax with their annual tax returns. It sounds complicated, so no. It's not really that important to me, though. Should the government require employees of large businesses? No. You can't force this stuff on people. Should the government increase spending on public transportation? How much does it already spend? The Department of Transportation had $354.83 billion distributed amongst its 11 subcomponents. No, it already seems like they have enough money. They don't need more. Should the president be able to authorize military force against? Yes. He's the president. Yes, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it depends. I think the U.S. wouldn't do anything. I don't know. I mean, yes, because if they pose a threat to the United States, then something needs to happen. Should the president mobilize the U.S. military against? No, this is not our business. No offense, but I think. Well, actually, this goes back to the last question. I feel like we're just delegating resources to places that we low-key shouldn't. But then again, it just depends. Like this question right here, are they a threat to the United States? If they are, then yes. But we need to stop delegating resources to places that have nothing to do with us. Like, for example, this question: should the president mobilize the U.S. military against the like? What does this have to do with? No offense, I can get like it's off-bounding issues, but no, like this has nothing to do with us. No offense, this has nothing to do with us. Should critical race theory be taught in K-12 education? No. Well, no. I don't think it should be taught. I think that's family issues. That's my personal. Should the government offer students a voucher they can use to attend private schools? Yes. If the students are exceptional and they have low income, yes. Should the federal government pay for tuition? No. They should not pay for tuition. No, they shouldn't. I'm sorry. Should the U.S. build a wall? They should lower tuition, but I don't think they should just pay for everyone's tuition. Should the U.S. build a wall along the southern border? Southern border. I guess. I mean, it depends. How bad is how are people sneaking in the country? I don't know. Yes, but make it high surveillance barrier. I say high surveillance. I guess. I don't know. You shouldn't just let people come within the country. This is somewhat important to me. I don't really care, honestly. Should illegal immigrants have access to? No, they're not even from America. Should undocumented immigrants be offered in-state tuition? What? What type of questions are these? No, you're not a citizen. If found guilty, should President Donald Trump be pardoned? Look, here's the thing. Donald Trump, whether you like him or don't like him, he was a president of the United States. Here's my thing. If he was 100% guilty, I want to say he shouldn't be pardoned, but at the end of the day, he was a president, and no president goes to jail, so I guess somewhat. I don't really care, if I'm being honest. Which political party do you most identify with? I don't really understand a lot of the political parties, so, oh crap. There's way more parties than I thought. I guess libertarian. I mean, I don't even see that. Is this independent, I guess? Whom would you most like to see appointed as chairman of securities? I don't know. The 2024 Maryland U.S. Senate election held today. Which candidate would you go for? I don't know. Who would you most likely to see run for president? Vivek is lit, so I say him. How long is this quiz? Oh, I'm almost done, y'all. How will you rate your general opinion on Joe Pesci? I don't know who that is. I don't know what do you expect from general? I don't know who that is. How would you describe the odd of a stock market bubble occurring a year ago today? Higher, because a year ago today it was volatile times. Would you expect the odds of a stock market occurring a year from now? Still higher. Which qualities are most important to you as a candidate? Intelligence, consistency, honesty, of course, integrity. Morality is subjective, but diplomacy and effectiveness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I chose 6. Of course, common sense. I won all of them, but these, I guess, are my most important qualities. So these are my results. This is going to be fun. Analyzing campaign data. Let's see what side LFR Jojo resides. The countdown was almost done. So it says I'm 86% Constitution, meaning I'm right-wing, individualist, small government, whatever the crap. And I'm 84% Republican, 65% Libertarian, 25% peace and freedom. Don't even know what that means. And I'm only a 15% Democratic according to the 2023 standards. Mind you, I took an older political quiz and it said I was a centrist. It said I was like right in the center. Just a quiz that was made like 10 years ago, I would be right in the center. But according to a 2023 quiz, I am at 84% Republican and 86% upholding the Constitution and only 15% relevant to the Democratic Party, which is very strange to me because I thought I would be in the center, but I guess I'm far from that. This is kind of interesting, but yeah, if y'all have any suggestions, comment down below. LFR Jojo, and we'll see y'all later.